Hello guys, welcome to another exciting and entertaining video from your most informative and educative agricultural channel, Efom TV. My name is Efom Hine. It's a beautiful sunny day here on the farm, and I promised you I was going to give you a series of videos on catfish farming. In fact, in this video I'm going to give the best information that you can get anywhere, because I'm going to share details of experiences that we have in rearing catfish over the period. Today, we are going to talk about breeding catfish for maximum profit. But before we get into it, if today is your first time being on this channel, thank you for being here. But please, subscribe to this channel by clicking on that red button and then click on the notification bell, so that anytime we load a video, you get the first chance to watch it. Also, I want you to like this video, comment and share. Stick and stay. We will be right back. So, if you are rearing catfish or you want to get into catfish farming and you want to make the best profit, and you need information as to how best to rear your catfish so that you get maximum profit, because don't forget, this is a business. So the baseline should be you being able to sell your catfish so that you can make some profit of the business. There are some things that you must take very key notice of if you want to make profit out of this catfish business. One, what you must know is that you can't just go and bring the fingerlings, put them in the pond and expect that they will do well. The first thing that you must know is that you must have an excellent water management system in place. When I say water management system, I mean you must be changing your water regularly. When you change your water regularly, what it ensures is that, one, it ensures that there's enough oxygen in the water, because over time, when they stay in a particular water for some time, the oxygen level in that water reduces. So you have to change the water regularly so that anytime there's fresh water in the pond and then they have a lot of oxygen to breathe. What the oxygen does for them is that it helps them to be able to digest the food that they eat faster. So when they digest the food faster, they can eat more and gain more weight, because this business is about weight, because at the end of the day, you're going to sell the catfish in kilos. So if they gain more weight faster, it helps with your business. So you must change the water very regularly so that you get enough oxygen into the water for them. Two, the next very important thing that you must look at is feeding. Now, when I say feeding, there are some things that you must look at in feeding. One, the time of feeding. You know, sometimes you must know when is the right time to feed your catfish, and this comes with observation over time. So sometimes you realize that if you feed your catfish very early in the morning, they don't eat well. So it is up to you to monitor the feeding and know when is the right time to feed. Again, you must know when to feed what type of feed, because you must know when to feed 1 mm, when to feed 2 mm, and then when to change it to 3 mm. This is very important, because if you don't know when to feed your fish fingerlings 1 mm, when to feed them 2 mm, and then when to upgrade to 3 mm, it means that when they are supposed to be given 3 mm feed, you are giving them 2 mm, which means that they are going to eat a lot more feed before they become satisfied, and that is going to cost you more money. So you must know exactly when to change the feed from 1 mm to 2 mm to 3 mm, and then the other sizes that you must give them. So feeding is very, very important in catfish farming. Again, feeding is also very critical because sometimes, especially immediately you change the water, if you feed your catfish, they are not going to eat. If they don't eat, they are going to leave the food in the water or in the pond, which is in turn going to poison the pond. So that is the reason why feeding is very important, and I'll do more videos on feeding in particular because it's very critical. So you must look at 1, your water management system, 2, your feeding. The third most important thing to note in breeding catfish is sorting. Now, if you don't do your sorting right, losses in most catfish comes because the sorting was not done properly. If sorting is not done properly, there's increased cannibalism in the pond, and the fish begin to kill each other, and then you lose more fingerlings, or you lose more catfish. Again, if you don't sort them right, most of them will not grow to the size that you want them to grow to, because immediately you put the feed in, the big ones will come and eat all the feed, and the small ones will not get a chance to eat and grow. So it is very critical that at any point in time you sort at the right time. Normally, immediately you stock fingerlings, maximum 2 to 3 weeks you must start your sorting process. 2 to 3 weeks you are sorting. The next 2 to 3 weeks to 1 month you are sorting, so that at each point in time you have the right sizes of catfish in a particular pond, so that they don't interfere with the feeding of the other smaller catfish. They are not beating, or they are not killing the smaller catfish, and then you see that you get a level weight or average weight because each one of them is able to feed correctly. And again, if you don't sort, and let's say some of the catfish are bigger than others, and based on the big ones that you have, you go and buy a type of feed. So now, because you have bigger ones, you go and buy 3 mm feed or 4 mm feed because they are big. Meanwhile, you have not sorted, so there are smaller ones in there who cannot eat the 4 mm or the 3 mm feed. So what happens is that they will continue to grow lean and smaller and eventually die, and the big ones will continue to grow bigger, and you might think that you are making good progress because some of your catfish are big. It doesn't matter, because you need most of your catfish to attain a particular weight before you start selling. So it is very important to know when to sort and the consistency of the sorting, so that at any point in time you have the right group in the right pond, and their feeding is done right, and their water management system is in place. This is the surest way to ensure that you can get maximum profit in catfish farming. So guys, I've given you these 3 most important things to note if you are breeding catfish. Don't forget that these things must be done at the right time, before we can ensure that at the end of the day we are going to make profit. Anyhow you do it, even if your management is not very good, you might make some profit, but we are looking at optimizing your profit. You get the point? So you must ensure these things are adhered to. As we move on, I'm going to talk about marketing catfish. I'm going to talk about the proper way of feeding catfish, and every little detailed information that you need in catfish farming. So if you want to know more of this, and then hear more of the information and the videos that we will give on this channel, please click on the subscribe button, share this video, comment. We want to hear from you. We want to share ideas with you. We want to also learn from you, so that we all grow in this business together. Thank you very much for sticking to this channel. Bye bye.